Right, so we have our rotations, we have our states, and now we just want to control the behaviors a little bit. So we do something with their behavior. Obviously, they are walking in random directions, and we are also using this avoidance that we have on the crowd solver. But obviously, we want to be a little bit more granular than that. And luckily, it's very easy to add behaviors to a crowd. So if you would search for steers, here are the ones that are specifically done for crowd. But to be honest, you don't even need to use this. You can just use any pop force. Say, let's just use a pop force. And then you just decide, do I want it on all the states? Then I can add it here. In our case, we just want it on the walk state. So then I can add it here. And then just to prove my point, I'm going to set this force to 10 in X. And let's see what happens with the crowd. So they're going to start walking. And then you can see all of them get pulled into this direction. Sweet. So yeah, it's not harder than that. So let's choose one of the crowd specific ones. So let's do a path one. Pop steer path. We can use a curve to drive what direction they're going to go in. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to draw a curve. I'm going to start behind them. And something like this maybe. Let's see how it goes. And then I'm going to have a null. I'm going to call it out path. And then I'm just going to point to that path. And let's see, here they start walking. Start walking, and then now they are following the path. And you can see they are starting to taking off to the left here. Cool. And you can see, by the way, I didn't even change this pop force to a crowd force. So you can set it to crowd steer force, but as you can see, it works even if I just have it on pop force. So there we go. Cool. And here you have a lot of different options. You have different ways of how it's following the path, different strength, the radius that the path is active from, how much they anticipate the changes in the path, and so on. But I'll let you play with that yourself. So the next thing, let's just have an obstacle as well. That is also a very common thing. So I'm going to drop down a box. And then I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Something like this. Oops, I don't want to have it on points anymore. So something like this. And then let's just turn it a little bit, something like that. And then I'm going to put it in front of them here. So here we have it. And then, like I always do, I'm going to have an out obstacle. Alright, so let's go in here. I'm going to drop down a pop steer obstacle. And then I'm going to point to that obstacle. Out obstacle. And let's see what that gives us. Let's go out so we can see the box as well. So here, I can see it from the top down. Let's see what happens. Start walking. And you can see that they start walking along the sides instead. So you can see it's super easy to set up behaviors. So all I can recommend is for you to play around. You even have this custom one. And this basically gives you a VOP that you can set up your behaviors in and then drive the crowd behaviors through that. So it's just like a VOP inside. Or you can just use a pop VOP. Or you could use a SOP solver. Or you could write some vex in a pop wrangle. So whatever method you prefer, you can do it. And now you always have the avoidance force on. Sometimes you don't want that, but then you can just add an avoidance. So you can just use the pop steer avoidance and put that on one of the states, and then you can turn it off here. You're still going to have avoidance on that state. So here you can see they are still going to avoid each other. Well, kind of. Sometimes it messes up. Alright, so there you go. I'm going to try to take that off again into crowd solver and turn this back on. Alright.